Hi everyone, welcome to my second vlog on flower arranging. I hope you're all doing great. We're having another nice day in North London, and again I am making a flower arrangement for you in my garden. It's not raining, and what better way to spend an afternoon making flower arrangements for you. Of course I do have my cup of tea. Can't live without an English cup of tea, I've got to be honest, and that helps when you're in the garden. Anyway, let's get on with this autumnal flower arrangement. As you can see, I've chosen a lovely kind of light orange container. When I was at my wholesaler yesterday, my suppliers, I came across this container. I thought, well, this has got a nice texture to it. It's made out of cement. But when I actually saw it, when it was on display, there were no legs to it. So when I came home, started unpackaging it, lo and behold, there were two wooden legs in there. So that's just made the container look so much better. It's got a lot more height. And so I'm going to start arranging. First flower I'm going to be using is this beautiful sunflower, and the other name for it, the Latin name, is Helianthus, and it's not fully open yet. So what I do is, when I purchase the flowers from my supplier, I come home and what I do is I cut the ends, and as you can see here, I've cut the bottom of the stem diagonally, because that way it's going to allow a lot more water to go up the stem. So that's really important. Second thing that's important is that you immerse the stems in water and you leave them there for quite a few hours. You don't arrange them straight away, just to give them enough time to take up enough water. And slowly they'll start to open, because some of the flowers are quite closed. This one is quite closed, but in the next few days it's going to grow and just look even more beautiful. So the other thing you need to do is get rid of any leaves that are not looking great. So we'll just get rid of this one, and also any leaves that are going to be below this part of your container, they need to be taken off, because what will happen is that will contaminate your water and make your flowers die a lot quicker. I've also put some flower food in there, which is another important thing to preserve your flowers. So as I go along, I'll be telling you the names of the flowers. And what I'm going to use today is yellow, vibrant orange. I'm using some greens, and I'm using a beautiful eucalyptus, which I'm going to show you in a minute, which is orangey green, almost looks like it's rusted, but this is really lovely for autumn. So as I go along, I'm going to show you everything. So we're going to place our sunflowers. I hope you can hear me, because there's works being done in my next door neighbour's garden. The first vlog I did, my dog was barking in the background, so I've had to leave her indoors today. She's looking at me actually from the patio doors. She loves my flower arranging. She must do anyway, because she's always looking at me. A few people that saw the first vlog said to me there was an aeroplane or helicopter above, but I didn't even realise, I didn't even hear it, because I was too immersed flower arranging. So, you know, it's just, I love it. So nothing else seems to bother me when I'm flower arranging. But anyway, let's carry on. So I've got 5 stems of sunflowers. Now, I have had to cut the stems quite a bit, because I don't want them to be too long. I just want them to be stable enough in the container without doing this. So we want to make sure that they're not too tall. So I'm going to place 5 of these around the vase. Get a nice balanced look. And then we're going to go in with our foliage, which is the lovely rusty looking eucalyptus, and as you can see, it works really well with the colour of the container. So any leaves that are going to be below the waterline have to be removed. So I've done quite a bit of prepping before I show you the arrangement, so that I'm not talking for ages and ages, because I do tend to talk a lot and I do tend to repeat myself, which is something I've got to be really careful of. So I'm going to place this all around. I want it to have quite a nice flow to it. Like I mentioned in the previous, I hope you can see me, because I'm still learning about taking videos. I do have a lot to learn, but I'm learning step by step. Any leaves that don't really look great, just get rid of them. You don't want anything that's not looking great. So I'm just going to put these all around. And I think what I might do is actually cut this a bit more. But when you work with eucalyptus, it is amazing. It's the aroma that comes out of it is truly amazing, especially this time of year that, you know, it starts to get a bit colder. It's, especially if you've got a cold, this really helps. Smelling this really helps. So I hope you can see me there, because this is quite a tall container. We've also got some Hypericum berries. I hope you can see those. Again, like I mentioned in the last vlog, we want to use different shapes of flowers. In other words, different forms of flowers, and that's what adds interest to our arrangement. I've removed quite a few of these leaves just to prep up, because with flower arranging, the prep does take some time, but once you've done the prep, it's a lot easier just to get on with the flower arrangement. So again, I'm cutting these stems at a diagonal, and I'm trying to create a balanced look. I want to get the Hypericums, you know, in all areas of the container. I'll just remove a few more. Oh, it looks like the sun might just come out, which will be absolutely amazing timing, because I knew it wasn't going to rain today, because I always look at the weather forecast, but I was not expecting the sun to come out, and I can see it peering from over there where the trees are. So we've done that, and what we do want to do now is, I have to show you this. I got so excited when I found this at my supplier. I just want to show it to you. Can you see how beautiful and vibrant that is? And what you can see with this, it's got such a thick stem, and this is called Ricinus. Some of these flowers have got names that are quite difficult to pronounce, but look how beautiful that is, and look at the colour, and look how thick the stem is. So I'm going to put that in as well. Now, when I bought this, it was 100 centimeters long, so obviously I had to cut it down. They didn't have any shorter stems, so the longer the stem is, the higher the price, so bear that in mind. But I had no choice, because I wanted to use these and they didn't have any shorter ones. So these are going to go in, and I'm going to leave the leaves on because they are stunning. The colour is so beautiful. So I think this needs to be cut down a bit more. We don't want it too high. I will come round just to make sure that it looks great from the front. It's getting a bit windy now. Let's just cut this down a bit more. So we want to get that all the way around. I'm just going to come to the front and see how that is looking for you guys. Let's have a look. Okie dokie, so far so good. So let's use our other one. As I progress through the flower arrangements and show you how to put them together, I will go through the mechanics that I use. So I do use a floristry scissors, and can you see it comes at an angle, and it's a lot easier to cut the flowers, and you can get a really good grip in it as well. And it's actually from a company called Oasis, and they do lots of floristry supplies. They do foam, scissors, wires, everything that a florist and floral designer needs. Now, this beauty here, can you see the colour there? How beautiful is that one? Now, I have to remind myself what this is called, and I've had to write it down because nowadays I do get quite a lot of brain fog, unfortunately. Now, this is called Euphorbia. Now, look how stunning that is. Again, a really nice deep orange that is going to complement the eucalyptus and my container. So I'm just checking to see there's nothing there that is not looking great, so that's looking fine. So we want to try and embed that in the middle. There you go. And then I'm going to come to the other side because I want to make sure we're getting a nice balanced look. But as you can see, it's drawing the eye from the container up to the flowers. That's why it's quite important that you blend in, you know, your container with your flower colour, with your, you know, your colour palette. So again, just checking there's nothing that's not looking great. And then we've got one more of these ones here. Right, let's just use my teeth to stabilise that piece of paper because it's flying everywhere. Let's have a look. Where haven't we got enough burgundy? I would say on this side here. Always like kind of stand back and check where you need to put some more stems. Yep, that's looking fine. Happy with that. So the next thing that we are going to use is eucalyptus pods. Absolutely stunning. There they are, eucalyptus pods. How beautiful are they? Again, another texture and another shape. So I'm going to place this in the middle. So some of the flowers are coming up straight up, and some are just coming at an angle. So I'm going to just put a few more in here, and it's especially nice when they kind of flow down because that just makes it look so free flowing and natural. And then we've got one more which we'll put at the back here, and you can imagine that when the sunflowers open, it will look amazing. Okay, so the other thing that I do want to use in the floral arrangement are these beautiful orange vibrant lanterns, and the Latin name for those is Physalis. Physalis. Now I hope that I have pronounced that properly. Physalis lampion. Now if I haven't pronounced that properly, please feel free to correct me. I do like the Latin names, but sorry, wasp is trying to sting me there. But I don't always pronounce them properly, but I do love the Latin names of flowers. So again, we've got a lovely vibrant orange, so we want to try and, you know, make sure that we can see these beautiful lanterns because they are glorious. Let's just place that in there you go. And then we're going to put one kind of showing off in the middle. So we really want to see those, and then we're going to put some at the back. Just to the side. And what I've done is, because there was so many lanterns on these stems, what I've done is I have cut any that were going to be below the container, and I've cut them, and you can just display those in a nice container for an autumnal look. Okay, I found one more eucalyptus pod which needs to be here. that. The other thing that I want to use, because I do like to use twigs in my range. Sorry, I'm coming away from the camera because I need to kind of come back and have a look if there are any gaps. But the other thing I like using, as I just said, is twigs. Again, I'm repeating myself, and I do often do that. I'm sorry. I don't mean to do that. Are these lovely coloured twigs. They've just been coloured. So these will complement the sunflowers and just bring out the yellow a bit more. And I think it is needed because we've got a lot of orange going on there, a lot of rust and brown and burgundy, but we do need some more yellow just to bring out your helianthus, your sunflowers. So all the way around. Look. Make sure we've got everything nicely balanced, and this just looks amazing for an autumn table. And that looks like it's just right for this container. We don't want to overly squeeze the stems because we want them to be able to take up enough water. I think we need to go in on the sides now. Let's change that over. So the ones on the side, I'm just putting them at a slight angle and trying to embed them inside so that they're not going to be moving. And then I think we need to cut this one down a bit because it's looking like it's going to be a bit tall. I have to say, it's so lovely arranging outside in the fresh air. I have to say, it's beautiful. So I've just got a few more stems now of eucalyptus, and I'm just going to put those, I think, in the middle, because I don't have too much foliage going on in the middle. So I think it's needed right there. And I'm just going to come around now and have a look. I think that looks beautifully natural, and not only does it look beautifully natural, the aroma that's coming from the eucalyptus and even the eucalyptus pods is just stunning. I hope that you've enjoyed me showing you that, and I'll be back for a lot more arrangements in the next vlog. Have a wonderful afternoon and thanks for watching. Bye.